outsmart us all. So, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Jasmina's got a wealth of knowledge on a lot of different topics, and heart math is certainly one of those. So I want to share with you a little bit about her bio. Okay, so Jasmina has over 25 years of experience in inspiring people how to access and use the power of the heart-brain connection to impact consciousness, health, performance, creativity, and relationships. And of course, this is the heart map technology I was speaking about this morning. Her expertise is multifaceted, is a heart map licensed stress management consultant, brain injury specialist, and brain tumor survivor. She's also an author, intuitive healer, and sculptor. She has client case studies in the new Harbinger publication, Transforming Anger, and the 2006 new Harbinger production, Transforming Anxiety. She's quoted in the 2008 Heart Map publication, which is called The In-Wave Solution for Enhancing Meditation, Prayer, and Self-Help. Jasmina is also the author of the Amazon bestseller, Mirror of My Soul, Sanctum of My Heart, which is a spiritual odyssey that goes beyond near-death experiences to living from the intuitive heart connection. Jasmina has appeared on numerous radio and television broadcasts and live speaker events. Her clients say she empowers her own inner knowing and ability to heal. She guides them to find their own heart-centered balance in a turbulent world, and her presence brings them peace. And one of her favorite quotes is, "We all have the power to heal ourselves and to share our gifts and talents with the world. And we are all, every one of us, so needed." So here she is. Oh, and incidentally, she's going to do her best to share the heart map technology with us, given the fact that her computer system isn't available. So, yeah.
You could feel all that meditation energy, messing with them.
No, the wrong side.
That's really interesting.
I'm so glad you're all here. And Shauna didn't mention this, but I am a brain tumor survivor. And this topic, experience that I want to give to all of you here today saved my life. And when we have catastrophic illness, it truly is a call to get on a miracle path. That's it. And so I remember in early recovery, acute recovery from my brain tumor, it took months really for me to be able to walk again. I had so many deficits, cognitively, emotionally, physically. The tumor was quite large. But I had, what we want to call a near-death experience. And many of us have, if it's not a near-death experience, but we have in catastrophic illness a whole other dimension of being on a miracle path opens up for us. And that's what happened to me. And all I knew was, I want to live. I really want to live without this stress. And I remember in my journal, I was bedridden for quite a while because the tumor was so large. I had to learn how to walk again, among other things. But I remember writing like, oh great, I can write 2 sentences today. And I wrote, I don't ever want to be as stressed out as I was. And I want to live, I want to live a whole new life. And I can remember people visiting me in my room, physical therapists, the OT, and I said, well, do you have any clients like me, any patients that had what I had? They said, well, yes. And I said, well, how long did they live? And they both said 6 months in their recovery. So my commitment is so strong to be on this miracle path, living within the paradox, because when we have a challenging illness, we're looking at death. And I lived with that paradox that even that, I don't make it, I'm going to go out in a field of love, and that's that. So I want to applaud you. Do we have anyone coping with cancer here in this audience? Yeah. Caretakers. And I remember sitting in a doctor's office, and I was listening. I was well enough to do that. I could be up maybe 4 or 5 hours and not want to lay down, take a nap. But I listened to some people talk, well, this person got cancer because, well, they could have prevented it if they ate the right foods, if they did this and that. But you know what? That was not my perception. It's a call to love. And when you have catastrophic illness, that's the bottom line. There's no blame. And as a caregiver, to be in the presence of someone that ill is to be in a field of love. And so both together, we grow. And we burn tremendous amounts of, you could call negative karma and purification. So it's a real fast track. So I just want to let we know there's no blame in that. It's a deeper call to love, period. So I applaud you all for being here on this journey. And I want to know who you are. And so if you wouldn't mind playing with me, if you would close your eyes. And who are you? Point to yourself. Now everyone open your eyes. Where are you pointing?
At my heart.
Yeah. We know this intuitively. Spiritual systems know this, philosophers know this. I mean, we just know it in our gut, we know it inside. So what happened, this connection, for me personally, exploded because my brain was so down, so traumatized. And I actually saw the whole field, which you'll get a chance to see. I have a film, how the heart communicates to the brain. And that was my introduction to Dr. Roland McCraney of Heart Math Institute. I go way back with Heart Math, back in the earlier days. And he wanted to meet me. I started doing the Heart Math techniques. I had phenomenal experiences. I wrote this, I did a case study of myself. Oh my God, I'm getting heart coherent and my memory's improving. And my pain relief, I'm getting pain relief. The pain was constant, and I was on like seizure meds and meds to control pain, so it was on this whole, pharmaceutical track. I needed that to live my life, to stay alive. And so I thought, oh my God, my seizures, I can interrupt a seizure. And then the emotional aspect, the trauma of illness, the trauma of seeing the illness affect my family. And so as I saw, I got like a fast track of what stress emotions do. So I'd be laying in my bed, be worried about, oh my God, we're running out of money, right? I mean, it's all part of the journey that you go on. And I saw, oh, I think I'm gonna have a seizure, this thought. And then I also saw that when I was grateful for the day I could move my knee up and down my bed, I mean, that was big. I had to retrain my muscles. And I thought, oh, this is great, I'm so happy. I actually saw this, what's called the afferent journey of the autonomic nervous system when we bring the positive emotions into our heart. I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, wow, this is me. And the sun shining, the birds singing, I mean, basic gratitude. This is one of the foundational of the positive emotions is appreciation. And these, the field of appreciation, these positive emotions, or some people call them spiritual emotions, is big, big research because we know we can use these spiritual fields, these cosmic fields for phenomenal healing. And so that was what I wanted to do. I wanted a full recovery. I wanted a new normal, which we call that. And it was a step-by-step process for me. So it was like, in the beginning, the trauma, when you have illness, you have trauma. And so you need to cry a lot. You need to, usually every day, at least for myself, there's a period of time where I'm clearing emotions. I'm aware of it. And then again, I saw my heart light up, and I would sit there, and this is intuitive, we have this connection. I would sit there and say, oh, there's emotions coming up. Okay, I need to cry, so cry. And I saw it like feed up and come back down in the loop. There's a loop. And I felt better afterwards. So I was getting, this is what a one-on-one experience of this very powerful heart connection that we have. It's so, I could go on and on about this. What I found that when we stay focused in our heart and we process trauma emotions, that when you practice, I'm going to give you all a taste of this technique, the quick coherence technique. When you practice this, when the trauma comes up, you clear the emotion, you may cry. It can feel uncomfortable, like, I don't want to do this. But it actually clears it. And I've done a lot of work on using the M-Wave technology, and I could be processing emotion and tears are flowing, and I'll be saying, oh, I'll be damned, but my heart rhythm is very, very coherent and very balanced. So we have as human beings, such an amazing connection. Not only that, but we create a field, an electromagnetic field, that we broadcast that field. Now, HeartMath's latest research that it's broadcasted to electromagnetic fields within the Earth itself, and that animals respond to our field, our electromagnetic field. Likewise, I need some water. Have any of you experienced being around someone really stressed, and you come away feeling kind of funny? Likewise, you may be feeling really good and you notice people respond to you differently. Yeah, kind of like that. So the research going on within HeartMath, and it's called the Global Coherence Project, do our emotions actually affect weather? And the implications are that yes. I mean, we live in California, we know weather, right? I mean, as far as we've had fires, we've had, there's earthquake potentials and so forth. But we are so powerful as human beings. And I honor that. And all of you we're all so unique. And the fact that you're here tells me that you really care. And that we all have gifts and talents, we're also needed. And I just bow to that. That's so amazing to me. So what I'd like to do is show this film of the heart's intuitive intelligence and the implications for that. It's very inspiring. After that, I would like to give you an experience of getting coherent together. And there's some pretty basic steps. Each one of the steps is very, very profound. So it's simple, but not really, because we're dealing with our minds, we're dealing with our thoughts and emotions. I've had clients, one client contacted me quite several years ago, and she said, well, Jasmina, I'm on that M-Wave thing, and I'm really good at getting coherence, but what's next? And that's the consciousness and the application of applying this heart intelligence into every aspect of your life to create the life that you want. So that includes relationships, finances, of course, your health, your life purpose. So once you tap into that multidimensional experience, it grows and grows. So I'm not, I've been coherent, getting coherent for years and years now, but I'm not the same person that I was 5 years ago either. So we're really talking about the multidimensional experience of our being. So I'm going to do that, get the film going.
Should I turn this on?
Yeah, just with the button, turn it off.